Morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Networking with the NWI. My name is Annette Walters, and I have been in sales and marketing for over 20 years. I have been in corporate sales, in entrepreneurial sales, and I have worked with chambers, I have worked with charities. And when it comes down to it, we all have to connect with each other. And how we do that in a business setting is through networking. Networking can help you grow your business, get a job, or even advance your career. Here, what we do at the NWI, Networking with Integrity, is that I help you create the skills that you need in order to network well. I don't know about you, but I have spent a lot of time networking where it hasn't moved that needle forward 1 millimeter. And so with that needs to stop because networking can work. And right here at Networking with Integrity, we help you. I help you move that needle forward and actually create networking that works. So today we are talking about awkward. I think one of the things that slows a lot of people down, and I know slowed me down, was just feeling awkward. I felt awkward registering for a networking group. I felt not awkward even walking up to the registration desk. Like, am I in the right place? Kind of unsure about the whole situation. I felt awkward walking into the room, having conversations, wondering who would possibly talk to me. There's a lot of opportunity in networking to feel awkward. And so we are going to work on that today. So when we are feeling awkward, there are three things that come up that help us to feel awkward. Now, I'm sure there are probably more and you could add to this list, but let's talk about these three things this morning. The first one is that you are misunderstood. Second is that maybe you spill something or you trip. The third one is you don't know what to say. All of these can be places where we personally feel so very awkward. It is a misunderstanding. Perhaps we misunderstood the question. There is a great scene out of Miss Congeniality, and the runner up who's running for this beauty pageant is asked, "What is your perfect date?" And she says something like, "It is May 5th because it's not too hot and it's not too cold, and you just need a light sweater." Well, if she's being asked at a beauty pageant, they're not talking about the perfect date of the year. They're talking about a date as if she was going to go out on a date with another human being. And so she gets off the stage and she's completely embarrassed. And I think that's one of the driving emotions that goes through our minds and actually can get triggered before anything happens is embarrassment. Because what if we do say the wrong thing? What if we spill something on ourselves? What will happen if we trip and actually fall to the ground? That embarrassment is what can actually kind of snowball into not being able to think. And so if you walk in with, worrying about what are they going to think about me? What am I going to say? I don't have anything to say. And you can just imagine the chatter just building up in your head. It drives out any ability to think about the questions that you could ask somebody. The third thing on here was that you don't know what to say. In the last week or so, we have talked about preparing for that and preparing for the questions that you're going to ask or the things that you're going to say maybe about a current topic. If there's a big sports thing that has gone on in your town, whether or not you are a sports fan or not, it behooves you to be able to know some of these brief things about local sports teams or community events or things like that so that you can use those to bridge a transition into maybe a more meatier conversation. For those of you who hate small talk, I hate to tell you, but that is typically the bridge to getting someplace else. Now, with that also being said, you don't have to stay there. And if you get into a conversation where it is all small talk and nobody's willing to go anyplace else, it is time to excuse yourself. Just excuse yourself and go get a drink, or maybe you see somebody, oh, I see somebody across the room I need to talk to. Again, that's being prepared. What are you going to say a for a graceful exit? So, as you can tell, be prepared is the theme of the day. So, when we are awkward or when we're feeling that way, in order to pull ourselves out of that, because that is a normal human response. When you feel it, it's not like anything has gone wrong. And that may be one of those things you want to just put on your phone or put on a card and just remember, just because I feel awkward does not mean anything has gone wrong. It is just a knee-jerk reaction, but I don't have to stay here. And the way that you don't stay here is that you are prepared. And there are three things I'm going to encourage you to do. In network coaching, a lot of things that I work on with my clients is to pause. When we pause, we allow the situation to move from right here to out there. So we get in a place where we can observe what is going on, and it takes us out of that place where we feel a little maybe afraid or awkward, as the word of the day today, so that we can put it and separate it from ourselves. The pause is a powerful, powerful tool in your quiver, and I encourage you to try to define it on your own terms if you're not working with me, and decide how to use it and what it looks like for you. The second thing is to forgive yourself, to forgive you. When we're feeling awkward, a lot of times the thing that goes through our brain is, I've done something wrong. I'm not prepared. I can't do this. You see how it all comes toward us? When that happens, we need to pause and then forgive ourselves. It's okay. I can change it from here. How do I want to show up? But until we forgive ourselves, until we take that focus off of us and put it back onto the situation around us, we cannot move on. That includes if you have spilled something, or you have tripped, or you have completely embarrassed yourself. The first step is to forgive yourself. Honey, I appreciate that whatever has happened may have been so horrible, but it does happen to people. And the first person you need to forgive is yourself, because if you look around, chances are there are people who have compassion for you, not pity, but compassion, and are still willing to speak to you and get to know you. Perhaps that trip is just what you need to open that up. The last thing is ask and follow open questions. And these are open-ended questions. So these aren't just yes and no's. These are things that will lead down a path. And so maybe you're talking about sports and you go into coaching, and maybe that leads into management of something that leads into a conversation that you want to follow. So have your questions prepared and then follow your curiosity. If you don't know what questions to ask, I encourage you to email me at contact@thenwi.com, contact@thenwi.com, because at the end of the week, I am going to release both the worksheet and the video for the 3 best networking questions. These are open-ended questions that you need to learn how to make your own. And so through the worksheet and the video, you're going to learn how to do that so that no matter what networking group you walk into, no matter what situation, perhaps you're meeting somebody on a one-on-one, you're going to know what to ask. Again, if you want to learn more about the NWI, it's thenwi.com. My name is Annette Walters, and I am passionate about networking and making networking work. Join me at the NWI soon, and join me tomorrow morning at 8:30. Have a wonderful day and get out there and do some good networking.